Where do we begin?
I think that's the goal there, to be honest. That hockey was phenomenal.
Oh, we're sponsored by, well, a man.
A man can dream,
Wow,
but
Mike.
we're moving on to the second round against the Battle of Alberta. Let's go!
Hey, Bruce, there it is. Bruce, there it was.
St. Louis decided to just blow up completely in the trade deadline.
I wish it wasn't Adam Fox.
It's two juggernauts just colliding with each other. If he doesn't beat Tampa in the first round, he's out of a job.
Isn't that
What?
weird?
Heyo! Welcome back to the Puck and Stuff podcast. I'm here with my boy T-Dog over here. The regular
Sup?
season is over, and it's time for playoff predictions.
Round one, fight.
Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Bro, I've been waiting for this since
A month ago, at least.
ever since we knew the Flames weren't going to make it, even though we had false hope.
So since
As
game 81, well, actually, if I'm talking about seriousness, it's game 70. But hey, boys, welcome to playoff predictions. Welcome back to CHEL Talk. I'm so excited for this. And honestly, let's just get into it. T-Dog, who are we starting off with the very first prediction? I'm giving the honors to you.
Thank you, man. You know
Is
what?
that the East or the West?
Let's see here. I'm gonna say let's do the East. I think the East is gonna be something of confusion here.
To talk about right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Let's do Boston, Florida. Come on, why not?
Boston, Florida. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. What's your first take on Boston versus Florida?
Okay. The thing that I actually think about this series is, in all honesty, it's gonna be closer than most people think. Boston had a phenomenal season, like literally the best season of all time, most points in any team's history in a single season. But here's the thing: Florida's got a little bit of jump in their step right now, just making it in, and there's offensive ability in both these teams. At the end of it, I think it's gonna be close, way closer than people think. I'm honestly going to give it Boston in. Dude, a part of me wants to say Boston in 7. Like, I'm being serious. I think Florida's going to give them the run for their money. I do think Boston eventually wins this series because their depth is unreal. And Olmark, as long as he stays healthy, boom, they're fine. Boston, seriously, as long as their depth and their goaltending stays adamantly healthy, I see them no problem going through these rounds. But for that, we don't know, of course. But if I think that happens, yeah, they'll take Florida. I'll say in 6.
All right. So it's funny enough, you and I are kind of looking in the right direction with this. I also do have Boston in 6. Boston has just had a historic season all around this year. Like, unbelievable play by this team in general. Like, when you look down to the goaltending, you look to the defense and the offense. It's just at a level with this team. It's its last dance for a cup. Obviously, it's going to be as crazy as this, but none of us saw it coming for sure. And if you also look at Florida, they've been kind of fighting their way back up for this spot. So good for them to get it, first of all. Matthew Tkachuk went off in that last little bit before we got to this point for sure. I think it will be a tight one for sure. He'll be back and forth because I think I do like this matchup. It looks like a really good first round matchup for Boston. Show what they really are. And I think they ended in 6, 100%. I don't think...
I also think that this series is going to be one of the more physical ones.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think these teams are going to like each other. Oh, 100%. I don't think these teams are going to like each other. Bro,
Brad
I just thought of that.
Marchand and Tkachuk, dude.
Marchand and Tkachuk.
This is going to be amazing. You're going to see one guy getting licked and one guy getting punched at the same time. This is actually going to be so fun to watch. I would love this.
Do you think Brady Tkachuk's going to be in the stands in FLA there in Sunrise?
I doubt it.
I think he's just a Flames fan.
He's
That's
just
what I think.
Fan. He thought we were cool. That's all. That's it.
I love how I'm saying all this stuff while I got an Oilers jersey on. I'm like completely betraying right now. It's just crazy. It's okay, man. It's for the occasion.
Of course.
Works out. Okay, next series.
Honestly, I'll go first. You hit it off with Boston. I'm going to hit it off with Carolina versus the New York Islanders.
Okay.
So my thing with this is, I think, obviously, we've known NHL playoffs long enough that There is an upset. And honestly, this might be an
Ooh.
upset. I think it is going to be the Islanders in 7.
You know what?
Like,
Okay.
this is actually kind of a hot take, but honestly, I don't see why. Because Bo Horvat, who was acquired by the Islanders by the trade deadline, he's looked great with the Islanders, and Sorokin is on his game, dude. Like,
Yeah, that's
he's
very
playing
true.
unbelievable hockey. People in New York right now are questioning who's the better goalie, and there's some are saying Sorokin instead of Igor. Dude, that's how good he's doing this season, that he's actually capable enough that make that conversation, but I still don't think it's as close as it is. But I gotta still give the respect for Sorokin for sure. And I do have the Islanders in 7.
That's gonna be a conversation that's gonna be going back and forth for a long, long time. Might even be doing that for this season, depending on how these teams do.
Yeah.
For me, I don't believe there will be an upset. I do believe Carolina's gonna pull this one off. I could see a 7. I could see a 6. Carolina the 7. I do think Islanders will take them to the rounds, but the reason why I think Carolina beats this is because I think they're more playoff experience for say, had a little more success. To me, the only thing that would scare me with Carolina is if they become even more injury ridden. The Islanders, the reason why they don't really, I don't trust them for say is they had a playoff spot, but they almost lost it, right? So many times they could have shut it out, but they just never did. And I guess what I'm kind of saying is I could see the Islanders, taking a series lead, but I could see them blowing it, to be completely honest. As well too, I think they need a little more scoring touch. Barzal wasn't completely where he should have been this year. Horvat is that great addition. We'll see what he can do to lead his team. When was the last time Horvat went to a playoffs? 2020 would it have been?
2020 with
So it
Vancouver.
hasn't been like a real playoff atmosphere for him for a while. So we'll see what all happens. And I understand like Sorokin right there too, but I just think this is Carolina's. I think this is just Carolina's series. I think it's one of the best teams they could have versed in the first round. So I think they're going to take advantage of that. Will be a few stutter steps for say, but I think it's a 7-gamer for the Hurricanes.
Honestly, okay, I fair enough, my dude. I get that because obviously we've seen like for the last few years Carolina be in this kind of situation of just always making it in the second round and then bopping out last minute. But I wanted to take a hot take. I wanted to see if they could possibly upset Carolina, and that's why I did say Islanders in 7. You never know these things.
And if you're right, you're right, man. I mean, honestly, like I kind of want to see some upsets.
I do.
So if it's one of these series, great. Because at the end of the day, like it's one of those series, like there's a series that I'm really excited for. This series, I'm like, we'll see. But I could see it being one of those series where I'm not interested at the start, but once the series gets going, then I'm like invested because of how like hyped up it's getting because it's physical or some crazy like storyline comes around, right? So we'll see.
Yeah.
But I still think Carolina.
Fair enough, my dude. Who we got next? We got 2 very good series next to talk about. I'll let you have your pick.
Oh, what's more important? Let's do Rangers and Devils.
Okay, I think honestly this is one of the best matchups we've seen in a playoff.
Can I just say, can we both agree another 7-game?
Yep, 100%. If this doesn't go to 7 games, I'm disappointed. Like that's how this series is coming built up as, because again, we talked about this before in the last episode of CHEL Talk. You have the juggernaut in New York that loaded up Patrick Kane and Tarasenko. Then you look at the young, hungry Devils team that has never looked better. In the last 10 years, it's been a franchise, because actually that's when we went to the cup last. But you see what I mean? This is going to be a fun fight. This is going to be a dog fight for them just to move on to the second round.
This series, though, it is probably in my tied for most exciting series to watch.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. So the Devils, like you said, this young, hungry team, the only thing I'm worried about is what if they're peaking too early? But they got the players to prove that they're not. They got Jesper Bratt, right? Jack Hughes, right? Nico Hischier, man. I mean, look at like Vanacek and it's like how he's played as well. Like some crazy numbers. He's got like Brodeur numbers, man. And so many others, of course, I'm missing. But I think like I love some of the young guys too, right? Mercer, Siegenthaler, blah, 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 blah. Man, how can't you hate on? You can't hate on this team.
No,
Like, I like the Devils. They're such a good fast speed. They're being built how modern hockey is, and that's why I think they'll have success throughout this decade. The Rangers, they got the powerhouse names, right? So you hope that results to on ice achievement, and I think it's a possibility that it can. Now, here's the thing, hockey, when you see a whole bunch of teams stacked up to win chips, doesn't usually work. If this is the NBA, the Rangers are making it all the way, but who cares, right? We already know the finals. You know what I mean, right? It's probably Oilers Rangers. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how it goes.
You make a very valid point with that. With obviously, when you see a powerhouse team like this, you expect them to be bounced second round. Let's be honest here. But we are
100%.
talking about the same guys who went to a conference finals and went head to head with Tampa until 7. So I'm going to take this as obviously the team that has more playoff experience, the team that's more hungry to get back to the conference finals and possibly the Stanley Cup finals. I'm taking the Rangers in 7.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to lie, dude. Like, even in the regular season, it showed that the Devils actually did have a step up on the Rangers, like for most of the season for sure. But, dude, this is playoffs. Totally different monster that's thrown.
Very true.
100%. So I think Rangers in 7.
Yeah. So I also agree with Rangers in 7. I think a lot of it is, again, that experience. The Devils will definitely, I think, give them a good push. I think Shesterkin will kind of prove what he was last year too.
Oh, 100%.
And I think the Rangers are too good to honestly have some sort of first round upset. And if it was to be a first round upset, it wouldn't be easy. It would probably still be a game 7. Just it would go the other way, maybe in an overtime or something. But that's why I'm so excited for this, because as much as I do believe the Rangers will win this, like I don't see it being like a shutout or some just an easy series for any of these teams. The end of the day, right? Yeah, again with the Devils, just a younger team. That experience will get there though. So I mean, a series like this, is next year for say if they make it again, right? So this one is so exciting. And of course, right, New York. The fans don't like each other, players don't like each other. Just gonna be ruckus. It's gonna be ruckus when they go into the Prudential Center and it's 50% Rangers fans, 50% Devils fans.
Oh my god. You're gonna see so many fights in the stands, dude. It's gonna be brutal.
It's just gonna be blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red. Literally, it's just gonna happen.
Dude, it's gonna be
I'm excited,
it's
man.
a fist going at each other in the
Bro, it's gonna be an
security's gonna have to be doubled or tripled by game 5 or 7.
Yeah, cooler heads will prevail. That is truth. It is gonna be something
hey,
else.
dude,
I can't
this is
wait.
what we asked for.
We did. Okay, it's true.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess that last East series there. I'll let you say it.
Toronto versus Tampa. Just like last season. Head to head in the first round. Who's getting pie first? And you know what? I gotta say one thing. Toronto, the only advantage I think you have right now is this is technically the weakest Tampa Lightning team you'll probably versed in the last few years. 100%. Like,
yeah.
Per se, if Tampa goes for another run, that would be the weakest team I think they've had in the last few years. But again, it's still Tampa. You're still looking at a strong team trying to go for another cup run again. And I believe they do, and I take them in 7. This is going to be another this is going to be another 7 gamer. We all know it.
For the Lightning, correct?
Yes, I believe Tampa still continues on this streak of beating Toronto in the first round.
So I was wrong last season. I'll probably be wrong again. We'll see. But I take the Leafs in 7. So before I even get into this, I'm doing a lot of 7 gamers.
Yeah.
The reason why I think this is because look at what the regular season had in store for us with everyone breaking records. Yeah, so wouldn't it be like pretty fitting for this playoffs to just have a bunch of like sweeps? Or a bunch of like 7 gamers. I hope they're not sweeps. 7 gamers are cooler. So that's what I think. Anyways,
I can't really think of one being a sweep. Out of all the matchups we had, I think at least one team will win a game. At least.
No, I think a lot of these are closer than you think.
Yeah.
Anyways, Leafs. Who do I want to start with? Yeah, I'll start with the Leafs. This is definitely Dubas' last stint with them.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't make it past the first round, but I think what he's done, as much as he can do to make this team as playoff ready, I think it's been solid. I like their depth pieces. I think like additions of like McCabe, Lafferty are pretty solid. At the end of this, they're a little bit of a scare there with Samsonov being injured. So as long as he's healthy, man, I don't see why they couldn't push this series to the limits, the breaks. You're right. I think this Lightning team is the weakest it's been in the past 4 years, come postseason time. But you have to remember who's in net, right? You have to remember who's still on this team. And of course, playoffs is a different beast. So we'll see how it goes. But something's got to change. I think eventually. I think the Leafs. I think they're going to be able to push it. I think they're desperate enough that I think they will pull off a few games maybe where they shouldn't win the game, but they just find a way. I think something has to change. Like, as much as we all make fun and it's fun to make fun of Leafs fans, but something's got to change. And why can't it be this year? You know what I mean? But if not, then oh my goodness, that's a lot of changes. But
Jeez,
I
talk
think
about
Leafs in
changes,
7.
dude. Like,
And when the Leafs win it in 7, you're gonna see Toronto go crazy, and they're gonna pretend to win the cup.
yep.
We'll see what
And then
happens.
they're gonna
second round.
verse Boston in the second round, and then they're dude,
It's
that
actually
would be
not fair,
so
bro.
killer, dude. Imagine for like finally beating the beast of the first round against Tampa, and then you have to go up against Boston in round 2. Oh, dude, that would hurt.
I don't like
That
that,
would
man. That's
hurt, man.
unfortunate.
That is so hurtful. Like, oh my god, that would be
Yeah, but-
amazing, though. That would be amazing.
Oh, and then speaking of
Oh.
physicality, again, this series is gonna be because of last season, because of last season. It's gonna Toronto has home ice advantage, correct?
If
They
I'm
do.
correct, yes. I
Yes, they
believe
do.
so.
Yes, and I think that will actually help a lot come that 7th game if it happens. That's an exciting series.
100%.
All these are gonna have to watch, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of TV time tomorrow and for the next 2 months for sure. And I'm not going to lie, I think like Toronto is really needs a win here because if you think about it, imagine
100%.
if they lose, if you lose in the first round, Dubas is gone probably. The head coach is probably gone. Austin Matthews is probably going to want to leave since your team can't even make it past the first round. Nylander will most likely leave, and like, dude, it'll just crumble in Toronto.
A lot will change, even with not even just the loss, but if Dubas leaves, he's seems like a player's manager.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many of the speculations are true, but excuse me, a lot of the players like Dubas. And I think a lot of their contracts could decide on that. A similar sense with how Calgary is, right, with the whole tree living thing.
Yeah.
So a lot to see. We don't know. Let's wait until the series starts.
Honestly, very true, very true. But again, I'm going to say I do have Tampa in 7. T-Dog has Toronto in 7 as well. That's the East. I'm excited to see what they give us for sure. Move on to the West. Or any last words?
It would be me to choose. Yes, sorry, I was thinking you. No, it's me.
No, go ahead. It's you.
Let's start with Seattle and Colorado, and I want to start off by saying Seattle, awesome job. Like, round of applause. Honestly, round of applause to Seattle. I think they set a record for most improved season from first to second of an expansion of an expansion team. Excuse me. Wow. So that is something to look out for. Seattle is just a team that I didn't really expect to make it. I'll be honest.
No,
It's a cool surprise. We're gonna hear a lot of Nirvana being played. That's really cool. I think the fans are gonna be pretty rowdy, so that'll be cool. Will we
I've
see
seen
Jeremy
those
McCann score
fans
40
in
in the playoffs?
NFL,
That'll be
dude.
cool.
I've seen those fans in the NFL with the
That's
Seahawks.
true. Seahawks fans are different breeds.
Oh, they're different
very
breeds during
true.
playoffs. This won't be any different for the Kraken for sure. But
This
you
is
were saying
you know
before.
what's even weirder too? The Avs, like injuries, man. Well, I mean, that's kinda why their
Landeskog's out
season
for
was
the full
done.
playoffs.
But Gabe Landeskog is completely out. But you're getting McKinnon back, correct?
Yes, McKinnon got a hat trick in the
Yeah.
last game, so they can verse the Kraken.
Yeah. That's a whole thing. I'm gonna just get into it. What happened to my microphone?
Oh,
Hey, is
Ripro,
my
Reggie?
microphone still working?
It was just kind of scribbly a bit.
Okay, now it's
Talk
working
now?
now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But yeah, just kind of getting right into it. Colorado just has the experience. Seattle has done a lot of stuff. People said some upsets. That'd be cool to see. I'm honestly gonna take the Avs in 6.
All right.
Maybe I'll do the Avs in 6. I think like this is what the Avs needed, was to have a more of a quiet regular season, because if they were hyped up in the regular season, I think that would affect them a little bit. But you could see it sound like a hangover possibly, but I don't see it. I think Colorado is just better in every aspect. I would honestly trust Seattle more if their goaltending situation wasn't so weird, so it wasn't so wacky. But I don't know if I trust it. Much as I love Martin Jones as a former Calgary Hitman, don't know if I trust him and Grubauer.
Yeah, very true. In the kind of playoff scenario we're looking at, congrats to Seattle still for making that last spot, or a spot into the playoffs for
First
sure.
wild card, bro.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, like respect. I had no expectations for you to be here, but congrats, you're still here. Can never complain about that. But however, you just ran into a team that everyone thought they were going to just Stanley Cup hangover, but no, dude, this is still the same beast going into round 1 as last year. This team's still hungry for another cup one in the repeat. So is it a shame that Landeskov is obviously out for the rest of the playoffs? Very much so. That's a tough left winger, 100%. But honestly, their experience will get them there. And honestly, it'll be the Avs in 6 for sure. But I'm actually going to still say Avs in 6 for sure. Playoff experience beats a lot of teams. It really does.
Yeah.
Next.
Okay, let's do Dallas and Minnesota. I think this is going to be another underrated series.
I think this goes to 7.
I got to think about this. Let me kind of talk myself into my decision, because I haven't thought about this series a lot, to be honest.
This is the neck. I
it.
think this is a very neck and neck. Like
I
this
think
could
it
go
will.
either
Like,
way.
man, you know what though? Here's the thing. Okay, so Minnesota, you get Kaprizov back, thank goodness. I've loved the way they played. Philip Gustafson, what a phenomenal pickup by Billy G there. Bill Guerin.
Yep.
I think you start him. So I understand, right? It's Marc-Andre Fleury, absolute legend. We all love him. Going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think you play with Gustafson, man. I think I've seen a little more from him, a little more confidence this season. I think he's gonna take him a long ways. I think Minnesota's defense is a little underrated. I think it's better than what it is. The contract of Matthew Boldy is gonna look so chef's kiss in the coming seasons, and I think we could start seeing that even more in the playoffs. Yeah, for all of their fans too. Heavy team, man. Ryan Reeves is back in the playoffs. That's pretty sick. But then Dallas, man.
Dude, they're versus Dallas too, with like
then Dallas
and Sagan. Ooh,
yeah, Jake Ottinger, right? Did you imagine if Steve Ott was on this team, bro? Oh my god.
No, okay, actually, you don't.
But Dallas, sorry, let me just quickly say my Dallas thing here. But like,
ahead.
they got the scoring ability, right? Like RoboCop, Jason Robertson does not sound to slowing down. Wyatt Johnson, phenomenal pickup. Like, they just have so much. Ty Dellandrea also is a pretty solid one. I'm pretty sure the Flames could have had Ty Dellandrea if we didn't pick us one of our prospects. So that's something to think about. Anyways, I'm gonna just leave that out.
Just the eye roll of like, oh,
you know what? They don't need Klingberg, right? Like, they've been fine with who they have on the blue line. You know what? It's been a year scoring. I'm gonna give it to Dallas. I think Dallas is. I think they could be a sleeper head. I think they're the sleeping giant in the league this year, or in the playoffs this year. So I'm gonna give it to them. Did I want to say 7 again, man? I want 6. I'll give it 6. I think it's a series that deserves to go to 7, but I think it'll end a little earlier.
All right. Actually,
lucky overtime bounce or something. Yeah,
very true. I honestly could see a lot of those for sure. A lot of OTs would be fun this off season for sure. And I'm honestly going to start off with, it's kind of funny because there was a guy on TikTok who made a video on if the Wild should be starting Fleury or Gusterson. And I kind of sat there like, well, you look at them both. And obviously, Philip has had an amazing season since he's been traded to them from Ottawa. And I love seeing it. But I think playoff jitters will get to this goalie and that's why I said you put Fleury in for the playoffs because he knows the environment. He's been in this environment all his career. He hasn't missed the playoffs. And
No, that's a good point.
that tells a lot of story already with why I think they should start Fleury because, well, I even got a few comments saying, oh, he didn't have a great start. He hasn't had a great stats in playoffs and Matt Murray started over him a few times. And I'm like, okay, I get that. But I've looked at this guy's playoff stats. It's like probably one of the best resumes for playoff stats for sure. And I think actually with that, I think the Wild will win in 7 games.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's another upset game.
Yeah, for sure. I can see why you put Fleury. Like, at least with Fleury, even if he's not having a good game, you're getting 100% out of him no matter what. The dude's a competitive warrior, right?
Yeah, exactly.
His head's in the game, right? So I see what you mean. I just think Gustafsson is the one with the hot hand right now, so I think you play the hot hand. But I think the best thing for Gustafsson is like you have a guy like Fleury. He's probably talking in his ear, right? Like helping him out, being a bit of a teacher, a mentor, a catalyst per se. And I think that helps so much. So I think that's why he'll be fine off of it. I just think Dallas is the better team, but shoot me in the comments if I'm wrong. I don't
know. Honestly, very true. That is very true, my friend. Very true. Okay, so I'm actually going to move on from Dallas versus the Wild. We give our opinions for that. I think we go to the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Winnipeg Jets. I don't think this will be a sweep, but I think it will be a 5-gamer for Vegas. They have obviously all season haven't really shown like they're up against Vegas. They went 3-0 against them. It doesn't look pretty. It could not be pretty for the Jets. I can't wait to see the whiteout though. I can't wait to see that.
Exciting.
Especially in playoffs again. Ooh.
Winnipeg's a Canadian team, so I'm gonna root for them, right? That's just how it's gonna be.
Yeah, I even have them in.
But here's my problem, man. Winnipeg for the longest time could have made it so that they didn't have to worry about till game 79, game 80
Dude,
of
they
their
were on
last
top of the
playoff spot.
Central.
That's true. They were top of the Central, right? Was it Christmas break or was it All-Star break?
I think it was All-Star break.
Yeah, right. And then boom, all of a sudden, boom, whole side switches. And that proves to me that this team can't finish when it matters most, and you kind of got to do that come playoff time, or you're out.
Yeah.
And I love it, man. Vegas, bro. Like they're gonna start Laurent Brossoit, so old backup versus Connor Hellebuck. This is nothing against Hellebuck, by the way, but it's like I love like Vegas's goalie system or tandem right now is so weird, but like I'm not really worried about Brossoit or Logan Thompson. I might swallow that later, but we'll see what happens. But it's just Vegas, man, with their scoring. They have playoff experience. It's very true, but I think it's that scoring, man. I think Eichel is a little hungry.
Dude, we're finally seeing playoff Eichel. Think about that.
Yeah.
This is going to be a hell of a performance by this man. It's like I think Jake Eichel will probably be leading scoring for his team.
Like if it wasn't for injuries, Vegas would have made last year's playoffs. That's what I think.
Honestly, facts.
And Vegas just, you know what? They're just a scary team at home too. It's hard, man, because they got home ice. Winnipeg, man, I'm that because of just how they were able to like just finish off teams when they needed to be. That's why I'm worried, you know. Like you can get the scoring point, Kyle Connor. Hopefully Nick Ehlers is all right after that hit. Yeah, so he's good.
It was a tough hit, though.
It was.
I posted that hit. Oh, that was a tough hit.
It's funny. I know it was like old hockey. I like it, but not very. It was good, but I always think Scheifele's the captain for some reason. He just kind of has that captain mentality. But I think they do have leadership there, even though Wheeler, forfeited his captaincy.
Yeah.
So there's benefits there. Defense, it's the way that they played. It's nothing against Hellebuck. I think he will stand on his head, but I just think Vegas is able to completely play a full 60, finish games when it matters the most. I think Winnipeg struggle with that, and that's going to lead into this series. I'm going to say Vegas in 6. Yeah. A lot of
Fair
six
enough.
sevens. Did I do any 5-gamers? I don't think I
No,
did.
I only did. I said Vegas and 5. You haven't said anything. You said 6 or 7s.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is my. I've had 6 and 7s, but this is my first 5. Okay,
If
that's
I was to choose a 5, I'll be honest, I think it would be the Colorado series versus Seattle, but I do think like Seattle will have a little bit of fun when
I
it
think
when
they'll
game
win
2.
2 games at least at home.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
The way we talk about it is exactly what's gonna happen. You know, the way we talk about it is just gonna mean they're gonna like they're gonna or Western Conference Finals it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
We've
Yeah.
seen that before, dude. We've seen that before.
Literally.
I wouldn't be I would be shocked actually if that happens, but we've seen it before. So
That's
who
true.
knows? But I think we're going to get to our probably like this is a back and forth 100% in the West. I think this is like the one that could go back and forth the most. I think this is also a game 7. Oilers versus Kings.
No, I
These
also
teams
agree.
have been
7
back
games.
and forth all season. Both teams have improved much since like last season when they
Yeah.
were like,
Oh
dude,
my goodness, yeah.
you look at Edmonton, they have improved their goaltending, their defense looks better since the deadline. McDavid and Draisaitl are going off. They look like a great playoff team. Oh, that hurts to say as a Flames fan, but whatever. I'm trying to just be non-biased. But you also have the Kings who have developed their young core so well throughout the season, and they look good. They fixed their goaltending. They got rid of Quick. And both teams look so good going into this. They really do.
Isn't it
On paper, they are in the most back and forth, I think, throughout this whole playoffs.
isn't it weird to say that though? They fixed their goaltending. They got rid of Jonathan Quick. Dude, it's just
no,
can it be 20 can it be 2014 again?
Oh wait, like, dude,
Please.
as I said that, I had to think about like, wait, did I seriously just say
That's
that?
so weird, man. It's
Like,
true though. I mean, the Korpisalo deal is solid, man.
yeah, it's
Salo
looking
and
solid, dude.
Copley. It's been good.
It really has.
Yeah, it is gonna be a back and forth series. I am excited to see this one. It is my most favorite. I'm most excited to see this one. Sorry, let me rephrase that. This
Go
is my
ahead.
number one most exciting series to watch for me. Because it's oh man, I think it's like you said, it's gonna be a game 7 to the depths, man. It is
Mhm.
gonna just be hard hitting, goal scoring. Mikey Anderson chirping McDavid too cheap shot and Mikey Anderson filled hockey. It's gonna be
It's gonna be
great.
great both ways.
It's gonna be phenomenal, man. Oh man, it's gonna be exciting. I think the Oilers do win this. I think they do take it in a 7-gamer.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, because Edmonton, bro, the season you had, and I mean, come on. To me, what they've proved with that Ekholm deal is ever since that Ekholm deal, bro, they've literally been the best team in the league since like the All-Star break.
Yeah.
You put that into perspective, right? That's so there is something there. You win one series, what happens? We can go to a whole thing, but this is McDavid's year, bro. It has to be. You have 150 points. This dude will literally do anything to make sure that series goes. That's why I think, man, I think this team is going to have a desperation level. There's bare to none, right? I really do think McDavid has that captaincy ability to level his players, his team up to that. That's what I think. Why not? They got bodies, or they got physical presence now. Klim Kostin, right? On the fourth line is like Nick Bukestad too as well. I mean, Kane's still right, can fight and stuff. You got goal scorers, right? You know, Hopkins has proved that too, right? Hyman's a great depth piece. You know, Ekholm with that addition. The defense looks much better. Speaking of heavy hitters, like Vincent Desharnais, guys coming out of the AHL there, right? Helping you out. And then Stuart Skinner. That would be the one thing you're a little worried about because Skinner's first year doing this. So you hope the nerves don't get to him, and you're not trusting Jack Campbell, bro.
No.
Like,
No.
that ain't happening.
No.
So okay, I'll be honest. You know, the thing that LA does have over this team is the goaltending that could make a difference, and I think that's why this series does go so close to each other to a game 7. Because of that, right? I think goaltending might steal a few games. Both ways, I actually think it would go both ways. But I just think, you know, it's true. Like Edmonton has got the better offense, and I think goal scoring is going to matter so much in this series that I think Edmonton kind of takes it like that. But man, you know, this series to me is going to prove that LA is 2 years away from being a scary team, being up there. They'll be fighting for top spot in the Pacific kind of thing. But to me, this year's also prevent Edmonton it's no joke. And we make fun of these guys no matter what, and as much as we hate it as Flames fans, doesn't matter, man. They want to win, or McDavid wants to win. I don't know. It's just McDavid on that team.
Yeah, pretty much.
As I discussed, like the whole other team. Yeah, no, I'm joking.
It explains
see what
the whole
happens.
rest of the team. All right, so basically on my take still, I still think Oilers do take it in 700%. These two teams look so back and forth that I could see potentially the Kings do upsetting them and winning in 7, but I'm going with my gut feeling here, and I do take the Oilers in 7. Like you said yourself, McDavid is going off. This has to be his season. 150-point season, dude. Like, we haven't seen this kind of play in a very, very long time. Like, absolutely.
Since we haven't been born.
Yeah, literally. Like, dude, that's how crazy this is to have a player like this. And
It is.
imagine if he doesn't win this year, too. And that'll be another conversation.
If he doesn't win, he's getting 170 points.
Dude, like, yeah, let's see if they kill him or not. But I do have Oilers in 7, but
Yeah,
it's closer
just
than you
think-
think. I think it is closer.
100%. And I think that these teams do not like each other. And dude, oh man, it's
It'll be a
just gonna
battle.
be. I bet you from the first puck drop, it's just gonna be just a bunch of hooks and jabs, man. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh, I can't wait for
It's
playoffs.
exciting to
man.
watch.
It's so
But again,
exciting.
man, it's like it's such a treat watching superstars like McDavid, be able to play in such high demanded games. And I just think it's just gonna be another example of that come the first game. Even we're just gonna see a whole different beast. It's gonna be great.
I'm super excited,
Um,
man.
Yeah, man. All I can say though is playoffs are tomorrow. From
Playoffs
recording
are
this, and
tomorrow.
I am so excited to just watch, man, and just enjoy it because I ain't gonna be stressed out about it.
Honestly, facts. And
It's gonna
actually,
be
before
great.
we kind of wrap this up, I did want to ask T-Dog, what team, since the Flames aren't in it, what team will you be supporting throughout these playoffs? Is it the Oilers jersey giving the hint to me, or
Man,
what?
okay, so here's the thing, dude. I'm just trying to enjoy the lovely game of hockey. That's my answer. Nah.
You're so full of
Okay. Thing. You know what, dude? I honestly dude. Here's the thing: if any team plays the Flames, I hate them. I hate them. When let me just test my loyalty here, because when McDavid scored that overtime goal, unless I pump his tires, when he scored that overtime goal against I almost said Mike Smith against Markstrom last season, I walked out of my chair, took about 4 paces out the hallway. I had a water bottle in my hand. It was empty, and I just chucked it down the hall, man. I was pissed. I was ticked, man. I was absolutely livid. So mad. But he's not playing the Flames, so I don't care. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Bro, as a hockey fan, you have to enjoy the talent that's there. Yeah,
I mean,
I
true.
I
You do.
can't. You know what I
You do.
mean? I think it's the same. There's a lot of one thing I have to respect. I realize a lot of Oilers fans appreciated Iginla. You know what I mean? I don't think it was because he was an Edmonton-born person. A lot of it's because of how he played, right? And just that. So there's the respect, as well as my father's an Oilers fan. So his team wants to do good. Good. I'm happy for it. So I guess I'm pumping. I am pumping the Oilers tires a bit. But as well too, dude, I like the Devils, man. Young team. They're fast. They're speedy. I like them. My dark horse team is the Stars, so I guess you could put them in there as well. But I guess those are the 3 teams that I'm like, yeah, sure. Voila. We'll see. But at the end of the day, I don't care. I don't care, bro. Dude, if the Kraken won, I don't care. I mean, weird.
Dude,
But
I
they're
would
not
be
the Flames, man.
astounded.
I just don't care.
Dude, I would be astounded.
I would be
that
astounded. I
team-
would. Who's writing the script this year, man? Come on.
The guy is from for the guys from the NFL switched over to the NHL for No,
Exactly.
but honestly,
then who are your teams then, good sir?
I think honestly my first team is going to be a guy out of the West, Colorado Avalanche. I know
Mhm.
that's kind of odd too from the guys that kind of ruined the Flames playoffs like in 20, I would say 8, was it 18?
19. Well, it's the same for me to say Dallas and Edmonton, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But again, they're not playing them this year, so I don't
They're
care.
not playing them. And I actually love McKinnon, and I do love Cale Makar. I think they'll push it deep again this season. They can obviously, I think they can beat the Kraken, the Stars, and the Wild. Landeskog still hurts, but hey, this is going to be my team for the playoffs. I would say my dark horse is, I want to say the Devils, but I didn't even pick them.
Yeah, it's tough to say, hey, like,
it really is. But
dude, I mean, I would say your Islanders, hey, because you were saying that they win
yeah.
the series.
I guess I could say Islanders would be my dark horse for sure. I did say the Islanders. I would confidently say they're going to be my kind of dark horse pick. Make it to the second round.
Yeah.
Not anywhere else.
I don't know. All I know, bro, is it's one of those playoffs, right? I don't think I'd
It
bet
really
money.
is.
I don't think I'd bet money. Because I feel like too many of these series are going to be like, I'm going to win. I'm going to win my parlay. And then it's going to like go to overtime and just like,
It'll go,
stupid
like-
downs. It's going to, well, they lost. It's going to like, I'm excited. I can't wait.
I'm truly excited too, D-Dog. And hey, guys, that was our starting episode of CHEL Talk for playoff predictions. I hope you guys did enjoy this content. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, and please subscribe. We're almost to 250 on YouTube. Over
Thanks,
1,000
guys.
on TikTok. We'd love the support. And hey, guys, we're actually going to be trying to do our first live during the playoff games. So we're going to decide, obviously, which game, and we're going to try figuring out how to live together and react to it. So stay in tune for that. And T-Dog, take her away.
Sweet, like B-Dog said, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, however you are consuming this content. If you did enjoy it, smash that like button, leave a comment as well, and comment question of the day. What is your guys' series picks? Put them down in the comments, and as well, who would be your dark horse? I bet you guys are as excited as we are to watch these series, and it all starts tomorrow. So let's get our popcorn and let's get consuming some hockey. All right, guys.
It's
see you in the next
playoff
one.
time, boys.
Have a good one. Peace.
Peace.